So this has been my main camera while I've been learning photography. It's a Canon SX530HS, and as you guys can see, it's kind of falling apart. The grip's ripping off, a fixed lens, you can't remove it. And I actually finally upgraded to a new camera, and it's the Sony ZV-E10. Let's get this thing unboxed and get right into it. And let's go ahead and open the box right up and get into it. Now, disclaimer, I did cheat. I already opened this camera a little while ago, took some pictures, took some videos, stuff like that, just to get a good hands-on feel before I made this video. So, first things you get on top, looks like an instruction booklet, some warranty information, and a little card so you can register your gear with Sony. You also get, in this little white packet, you get a Sony branded wall charger. You get a little dead cat for the built-in microphone in the camera. It's got a little square piece right there that you can put into the hot shoe, and then it covers the microphone on the camera. You also get your USB-C charger. This camera does have a battery that you can take out and charge if you have one of the Sony battery chargers, or you can just plug the camera right into your USB and charge it that way. And you get a Sony branded camera strap. Pretty thin one, but for such a small camera like this, it definitely works. All right, guys, so getting right into the camera. Now, I'm not gonna go through a full spec breakdown on this camera. This camera is a few years old, so there's plenty of other YouTubers that have made videos on a whole breakdown of the specs of this camera, but definitely check out Sony's website for kind of the most accurate spec information. Now, real quick though, it is a 24.2 megapixel camera, does shoot 4K video up to 30 frames per second, full HD 1080p video up to 120 frames per second. So it's going to give you a huge range of different types of video that you can take, and this camera is going to be really good for photography and video both, which is one of the main reasons why I got this camera. Now, some of the features: the camera has a 3-inch flip out screen. You can turn it this way, flip the screen back around, close it back up, or just have it in whatever orientation that you'd like. Up here on the camera, you have your off and on button. You have your record button for video. You have your defocus button for if you're taking a video or photo and you want to kind of get that good bokeh in the background. You can hit that button and it'll kind of defocus the background for you. Right here you have your mode buttons. So photo, video, slow and quick, which is your kind of fast motion or slow motion. On the back side of the camera, you've got your menu button, a function button so that you can set quick shortcuts and stuff like that for your settings. You got your dial to turn it back and forth. You got your play button, which is basically going to take you to your photo and video gallery, your delete button, and all these buttons are customizable from within the settings of the camera. Now, getting the camera turned on, I did buy the kit, so it comes with a 16 to 50 millimeter lens, 3.5 to 5.6, which is not great, but it's a kit lens. And even with this lens, it's still pretty versatile camera. So definitely going to be getting some use out of this lens, especially when it comes to video. The autofocus on this lens is really good, and you can control it with the button here. Some lenses, what I've seen or heard is that you can't really control them or control the focus with this electronic control switch. So it really just depends on what lens you're using. Now, this camera does not have any built-in stabilization for video. Most of the stabilization is built in to Sony lenses, and this camera does work on the Sony E-mount. So it's going to be basically a huge variety of different lenses that you can put on this camera, which is super exciting. That's one of the main reasons I switched from my old Canon to Sony, just because even with your APS-C lenses, you can use the full frame lenses that Sony offers in the E-mount. They will just be a little bit cropped in, but it's still a huge variety of lenses that you can use on this camera. Now, as far as photography goes, this camera does have 425 points of autofocus, has different modes: auto, cinematic, manual, shutter priority, ISO priority, you know, portrait mode, whatever it is that you're shooting in, has a ton of different modes. And the autofocus on this thing is pretty quick. So if you guys, hopefully you guys can see, but it'll focus right there real quick. And then as soon as you move that away, it'll focus back on that. It does have face and eye detection, which is another really good thing. If you're shooting a lot of portraits, that's gonna come in handy because it'll focus on the eye and get those pictures really nice and crisp. This does have 11 frames per second as far as photography goes. So the shutter's pretty quick. It's not the fastest camera out there, but it's gonna be way more than what I need at least. So I'm very excited about that. This is gonna be a great camera for photography and for video. It has a great built-in microphone. So if you guys are gonna use it mainly as your vlogging camera or your YouTube camera, this is gonna be great because that's actually what it's kind of advertised as. So overall, this is gonna be a very versatile camera. Like I said, great for photography and video, and I'm gonna be using it for both. So I'll definitely let you guys know how it goes. I'll give you guys an update later, but just wanted to make you a quick video, show you guys different things about the camera. If you guys are already using it, please let me know what you guys think or what you guys are using it for, things you like or don't like. But aside from that, guys, thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next one.